Good evening, Twitch. How you doing? It's Thursday, and before we go move on to our next Beat the Backlog project, I thought, you know what? I actually do enjoy Earth Defense Force 5. It was a lot of fun, honestly. A bit of a retrospect, hopefully, and it actually just makes me want to play more of it. Like, it's very much it's a comfort game. Like, you can easily play through the campaign and just move on, but at the same time, half the fun can just simply be enjoying the game. And because there's just so much replay value. Hey, how's it going, Newton? How you doing tonight, man? Hopefully you guys actually enjoyed the, I don't know an Xbox, or obviously I don't know an Xbox Series X, but hopefully you guys enjoyed the, Xbox, showcase. That was actually that was interesting. Although part of me, actually, my mind goes, towards the, uh, what I'm going to effectively call the Warhammer 40k, Vermintide game, and ask, why are the Imperial Guard the characters? Why does one actually have a chainsaw sword? And why does one have a plasma gun? I mean, not for any stupid amount of lore or anything like that, because I'll be honest, I'm more of a casual fan of it. I really just like... actually, I played through Dawn of War 1, I played through Dawn of War 2, but, and Space Marine was just a lot of fun for a third-person shooter game, especially the multiplayer. I would actually be okay if they just brought back the multiplayer for Space Marine. If they did that, that would be great. Looking forward to see what they'll do in EDF 6 story. Honestly, I think EDF is just the kind of story that you can just tell over and over again, whether it's a direct sequel or just a simple reboot like we just had with EDF 5. I think it's very much a reboot style of a game, which is perfectly fine, actually, because it allows them to say, you know what, we can still use the bare bone enemies. Here's the insects, here's the aggressors. Obviously, you want to have a big, massive monster. But after that, though, you can, it's free reign, basically. I mean, technically, EDF 4.1 was its own ending. I honestly say, I think, if anything, the tone in the ending of 4.1 was a lot happier than the somewhat grim, dark ending. At least it started extremely grim. For EDF 5. So it's the kind of game where, I mean, for goodness sakes, what was it? I think I was actually looking at the Sandlot website. I have too many thoughts in my head when it comes to ideas that I basically become frozen. It's like, well, I just don't know where to start. And one of the ideas was like, oh, let's just go over a history of these game companies. I'm like, that would work. But then I have this other idea, and another idea, and another idea. It's absolutely terrible. But no, I honestly, like, whenever EDF 6 comes out, I think, if anything, EDF in their online mode, which we're going to do tonight. And if you really want to join in, the room code's already there. The room's not created yet, so don't go searching for it. Just want to be able to... I think with moving on towards EDF 6, it's kind of a bummer that you lose all your progress, but at the same time, it's a franchise that I don't think should be done yearly, just because of the amount of content in it. And I'm actually extremely glad that almost everything, obviously aside from the completion rate percentage, carries over. That was definitely a huge improvement, so you didn't actually feel like you were completely starting over from scratch. So that is a huge boon, actually. I don't remember if 4.1 had it that way, but I wouldn't be surprised if it had it that way. Yeah, that's kind of the way. I mean, let's be honest. If you had your entire society, your entire population not only decreased to 10% of its amount, completely spread out across the entire planet, the people already admitted that they were basically out of food and water. Things are pretty grim, honestly. And if you really want to actually dig deep into it, you could even go so further and say, yeah, they're probably actually going to pass away, because if you actually look at the way at least the United States is structurally, let's just say the end times happen and it's in a city. There's no actual real place for you to actually, grow food. There's no actual resources or anything that actually sustain the base level of life. All of that is effectively imported into the city. I mean, even the suburbs and stuff still have the same issue, because you need a steady supply of food. You need a steady supply of water. Man, I'm trying to remember the end of Iron Rain. Like, Iron Rain didn't have... Honestly, I'd honestly say EDF4 had the most hopeful of endings. But that's because, they didn't go deep into it. They really didn't. They still had the mass panic of the B movie and stuff, but they didn't go in depth. Iron Rain was, it was short actually for an EDF game, at least compared to Sandlot standards. But at the same time, like, their ending was, since it was so focused on a core set of characters, that's like, okay, when you see the credits, it's like you kind of see what those characters did. And one of the characters was like, two of the characters like, let's just go traveling across the country. Like, it's no big deal. So it really feels like Iron Rain probably got out the easiest from their alien invasion compared to what Sandlot does, or what Sandlot creates in terms of an atmosphere. But why don't we actually get into the game here? I actually should start up the game here. Oops, that's the wrong button. And I just realized I was actually, last game I played was, Fall Guys. I didn't have the Windows set up anyway. There we go. Perfect. Fall Guys was such a fun game. I enjoyed that. That was a good time. I think it was very short and sweet. Like, I would actually say your expectations with Fall Guys should literally be something like EDF. It's so completely simple. Don't look for anything in depth, and you'll have a good time, because it's very simplistic 3D platforming. That's all it is. Nothing else. But for now, though, why don't we actually start over here? Want to be able to. Let's change the room type. We're going to change it over to passcode here. So if you want to join in, feel free to. And as I said here on the page, I believe it said, yep, I'm just going to go with a nice, simple, straightforward password here. EDF5 as the passcode. I'm actually going to disable chat. So, and I learned this, I had to experiment a little bit before I started the stream. Disable chat not only prevents text commands, but it also disables the VoIP. Which is kind of interesting, actually, and I didn't realize it was actually connected to that. So it's honestly kind of a bummer they didn't segregate it, but it's understandable why. Just gonna go with the online mission mode, since that's the only pack I have. And as I said, we're basically gonna start from the beginning. We're gonna start and just kind of see how far we get. Kind of a nice thing to chill. I wanted to try one thing, actually. I did learn one thing, actually. Before we begin. So, if you beat the game on hard, it will give you credit for normal and easy. However, and this I feel like was a misstep, and I feel like they should have done it just for the stupid amount of completionists out there, or who wants to just be outright insane in how they play the game. Hardest and Inferno are not linked together, so if you beat a mission on Inferno, you are not going to get credit on Hardest. That sucks. That sucks a lot. And I feel like it should have just been go through the game on the difficulty here, and we will grandfather you credit the rest of the way. But now to get like that 70%, now I understand why. It's like, it's a grind. Like, that would be one major quality of life change I would drastically take. But I think for now, I'm gonna be a little cruel here. And I don't know how difficult it is. I'm gonna play on hard. We're gonna see what the online mode is for hard. So we're just gonna set it at that. It's gonna be on hard difficulty, and here we go. As for the class, since we're basically starting out all over again, I'm actually kind of torn on what class to actually play around with here. I also do like the fact that you do get missions that basically kind of show what you look like. And I'm trying to think, who do I really actually want to play as here? Because each class, like, honestly, I think if anything, I might just do Wing Diver just so I can just say I have fun with Wing Diver. Because I think that's just the most fun and straightforward. As much as I would love to have Air Raider... Air Raider's rough, man. You know what? You know, I'm gonna be stupid. I'm gonna be stupid, and I'm gonna actually try the Air Raider. Really? You don't? Oh no, you do get the limpet gun. You know what? Let's just be as dumb as possible today. Let's see how far we can actually get with the, Man, you really don't get anything in this. Jeez. Oh, right, you get 3 weapons. What am I saying? You didn't get anything? Oh, cool, you get a powered exoskeleton. Sweet. That actually makes me feel a little bit better, actually. We'll use the limpet gun. And we'll use... There's another one? Oh, we have the Z gun. Sweet, we'll actually use that. And then we'll use... What else do we have here? A special... A suppress gun. I don't know what this is for. To protect themselves in city combat. Interesting. A life vendor. There's so many different things. We're not going to need a request bomber yet, because we're not even close to it. We'll just go with a limpet sniper. I'll keep doing the dumb thing. Really should have that be my, be my third. Stuck in the backlog hole? Honestly, dude, just even going through a lot of games that you've gone through is good. Change color. Yeah, I'm just gonna be the guy in red. You know, that's actually... You know, oddly enough, I'd actually say the blue actually worked better, but hey, what am I... Yeah, let's just do red and black. That actually looks good. Like, this is my only time to really actually sit down and play. So...
Monsters might be hiding
it's kind of just the way I've been going. There's a new Tales of Mobile game? Interesting.
This is an emergency. You have to join the fight too, civilian.
If you don't fight, you will become their food. Don't say that. We'll do our best to protect you.
Oop, that's not the right button.
This your first time holding a gun?
Press start. Yeah, so wait, it's on Android? What kind of game is it?
Easy, huh?
Like, I know it's a Tales game, but that
Can't be shaken.
kind of doesn't say a
The
lot.
elevator is this way.
Story's dark and you're liking it. Honestly, Tales game, like, a lot of good RPGs and stuff. And I only played one of the Tales games, but even then, like, that actually kind of went dark.
Unlock the blast door. Monsters!
They're attacking our men.
Attack the monsters!
Hey, there are too many!
Save us!
How can they be so big?
Look at the fangs! If you get bitten, you will die! Kill them all! Spare no one!
I completely forgot just how bad the Air Raider is at the start of this game. And apparently I'm also already blowing up my own men. It's a turn-based game. No, that makes sense. I think turn-based just kind of works for RPGs. Of course it's a gacha. You probably have all your favorite Tales characters. Like, mobile games I find, like, are very much the, I want to say, I think fanfiction's not the right use anymore, because it's actually being developed by the devs.
We were ambushed. Everyone else is dead.
We're saved. What on earth happened?
Oh, right.
Escape from underground.
Aerator doesn't have a dash or anything. Oh, that's
The
terrible.
elevator's not moving. The cables are all destroyed.
This route doesn't work. Let's head back.
But it feeds off your nostalgia and such. I think that's actually the bigger thing.
Since we can't use the elevator, there's a passage for AFVs. Let's go through that passage to the surface.
Maybe I should have played the, Maybe I should have played the,
Open the blast door
Wing
now.
Diver.
Back off. Take the pathway for AFVs. Beware of the slope. Head to the ground surface. Follow me.
Shame
We still have one more
the
trip.
aerator
Lastly,
doesn't actually
there
have
should be a
anything.
powered exoskeleton hangar on the floor above.
Just
The hangar, quickly.
gonna be stupid.
Exoskeletons, we won't lose to those monsters.
We're surrounded.
Damn, they're flanking us.
We have to fight for survival. Let's do it. Monsters!
Don't worry, guys. I got your back. Somehow.
Agent, let's go for help. Go in for backup.
Great chance! I'll protect you! Are you shot? We need rescue!
So is it like a fanfare game, or is it a whole new staff of characters? Oh, that is a big one. Stories about everyone is born with a vision orb. Oh, this is really bad as a narrator. This is really bad as a narrator for the start of this game. I will read that the next lull we get, because there's no way I'm going to be able to read this. Oh, goody! All of the units died. God, I feel like if you just want to gimp yourself, you just play an aerator. Yeah, I'm not gonna play the aerator. There's no way. Aerator's a fun class and all, but it is not worth this. Like, that's... I feel like they need to retool, give actually the aerator a gun. Give him an actual gun. Give him the grenade launchers, honestly. I think that actually might just be the answer. Just give him the grenade launchers. That's what this basically is. It's a really bad version of it, but it's still a version of it.
Have some talent.
Are you serious? Like, look how much blood they're covered in. It's so not worth the effort.
We better get the hell out of here. Let's go. Follow me.
See, I think, like, the mid missions, that's where the aerator just kind of by default just gets the ball rolling, because all your allies get you all the points you need. But when you're by yourself as an aerator, it's god-awful. It is not fun. And never mind, like, the fact, like, you have to level up your weapons and such. Right, I can't actually dash.
This is it. I I'm opening the gate now.
Good for you, buddy.
Monsters incoming!
Those creatures ate their way through the wall to get in! Damn it! The powered exoskeletons have been destroyed!
They're all destroyed! Anyways, just defeat the enemy! Those things are spitting acid at us. Are they trying
Really?
to
Don't...
melt us?
Oh, they're already all
You gotta
dead,
be
aren't
kidding
they?
me. I don't want to
Well,
die like
they're
that.
almost all dead.
No joke if you get spit
Like,
on.
even the
Let's
explosion
kill them
radius on the
before they get
limpet gun
us.
is, at least level 1 limpet gun, is terrible. And I think that's what makes hard mode really difficult, is that the weapon restrictions on these are so high. And by high, I mean low. That didn't even kill him. That was 3 entire limpet grenades, and that didn't kill him. Oh, there's still all of those guys. Oh, this is lovely. Did I? Oh my god, one of them just got latched onto an ant. One of them is on the ant's leg. Yeah, this is dumb. This is really dumb. Yeah, no, I'm done. I'm done. Nope. Forget it. You need someone just to actually do that. That is stupid. I'm playing the wing diver and just going to enjoy myself. Oh, this is actually maxed out. That's surprising. That was terrible on so many levels. Oh, I wonder who Feather is. 22% completion. Alright, hang on a second. I want to see here. What's your point of the story? And of course, they leave the room. I'm actually surprised someone was able to enter the room. So the story for Tales of Crystal is the story about a world where everyone is born with a vision orb. The vision orb is used to record people and to put it in to show in a town square where everyone can watch it. If people put someone doing a bad thing on the screen, that person is branded a criminal where their vision orb breaks and branding them with the crest of guilt. That is actually really dark. If people wishes for the doom or capture of the person who they have deemed a criminal, they will be hunted down by ghost guards or whatever, and will be, oh my god, that is like mob justice. That is a plot I would have said no to. Like, as the general plot of your RPG, I would have actually said no to that. That is, I can see that being a portion of a story. Like, oh, here we run into a society that's ruled by mob justice. Here's a good reason why mob justice is bad. Nope. That's dark. Like, I'm okay with like certain like towns having like, oh, this is a really dark theme for a town. Perfect, it makes sense. Alright, now that we don't have to worry about it, let's actually jump on in here.
Monsters might be hiding out. Stay alert.
Oh, it's a spark vine, okay.
Civilian, keep up. Stay close if you want to live.
This is an emergency. You have to join the fight too, civilian.
I forgot to change my outfit.
Don't fight. You will become their food.
I am covered in
Don't say
pink.
that. We'll do our best to protect you. This your first time holding a gun?
Try to hold it together.
Aim at the enemy, then pull the trigger. Easy, huh?
And your hands can't be shaking.
The elevator is
It doesn't
this way.
surprise me, honestly. I mean, mobile games are where the most amount of the younger generation is used to playing games on now. It is literally just something we have
Here
to
we
accept
are.
that
Unlock the blast
we
door.
have conditioned children because we have made smartphones,
Monsters!
for the most part,
Attacking our men.
a conventional
The
device
monsters!
Hey, there are too many!
Save us!
that it just needs that's where they're gonna play games.
How can they be so big?
Look at a thing! If you get bitten, you will die!
Kill them all! Spare no one!
It's always weird when you actually come, like, when you're coming down, like, your super-powered weapons. Like, I would honestly say, expect more RPGs and stuff to be on, on other mobile devices.
We're safe! What on earth happened?
Let's escape from underground. Head to the elevator.
The elevator's not moving.
I mean, was it
cables
Fire
are
Emblem
all
Heroes
destroyed.
proved that even though they're no
This
longer
doesn't work.
profitable, for a while,
head back.
it was, for Nintendo, it was actually a very profitable venture.
Since we can't use the elevator,
And same thing with Super Mario Run. They're no
there's a
longer
passage for
profitable, but
AFVs. Let's go through that
they're
passage
still
to the surface.
they still made them an initial amount
Follow
of
the
money that
blast
was
door
worth the
now.
investment
Back
in
off.
producing the game.
Take the pathway for AFVs. Beware of the slope. Head to the ground surface. Follow me. We still have one more trick up our sleeve. There should be a powered exoskeleton
What the?
hangar on the floor above.
Let's move to the hangar, quickly. As long as we have powered exoskeletons, we won't lose to those monsters.
Monsters!
Yeah, the other gun's better.
Danger! Let's go for help. Go in for backup.
The Tails characters are in their own game.
I've been hit! Hold on,
Oh, so it's a completely fresh story then. Oh, that's actually good then. Like, a lot of those games are really just like, oh, here's your nostalgia, and that's fine. You know, Fire Emblem Heroes proved, hey, it works.
We're surrounded.
Final Fantasy, same thing actually.
We have to fight for survival. Let's do it.
You good?
Where's the replacement commander?
Reloading it!
Oh, I did.
The magazine is empty! What should I do?
Well, I just got someone killed.
Well done. You seem to have some talent.
Please leave it to me. Farewell, comrade!
We better get the hell out of here. Let's go. Follow me.
That's good actually. There's actually a lot of games that
There
are on
should be
sale right
powered
now.
exoskeletons in the
It's like
hangar.
I wouldn't
need a
mind
robot
actually
like
buying,
this?
but at the same time,
Anyone
it's
operate a powered
not
exoskeleton?
making any money unfortunately right now. So it's very hard for me to
Leave
actually
it to me.
justify
This is
spending.
it. I'm opening the gate now.
I'm going to blow everyone up for this.
Monsters incoming!
Those creatures ate their way through the wall to get in! Damn it! The powered exoskeletons have been destroyed.
They're all destroyed! Anyways, just defeat the enemy!
Oh no! We need healing! Don't give up!
Those things are spitting acid at us! Are they trying to melt us?
You gotta be kidding me! I don't want to die like that!
No joke if you get spit on. We must kill them before they get us.
Die, you monster!
Oh wow, I actually ran out of ammo on that. Even Star Ocean actually, I think, had the same issue with their mobile game.
I'll show you what I... Watch this!
I'm out of ammo!
Okay.
I have to stay calm.
Oh, so there are characters that appear that were from other Tales games then.
Looks like there's no functioning powered exoskeleton left. They're all gone. We're screwed.
Like, I thought it would be a complete fresh
Forget
story.
it. Let's get out of here. Follow me.
The enemy has been...
How many monsters are there?
Fire at will!
That's not what I was told!
Don't talk.
Where's
Stay
my
alive.
magazine?
Definitely.
I'm ready to fight.
Not against so many.
Is this the monster's realm?
This is so, like, a trifle amount, and yet at the same time, it's annoying. Just because of the level of guns I have.
How's that?
Took one down.
You're good!
Can somebody answer me? We are fighting the monsters underground. Calling in for backup. It's no use.
There we go.
Did the ground unit fall asleep or what?
So who's the character then?
Falling all over the place.
The rescue teams will definitely come.
That's absolutely right.
This way! Follow me!
Did that monster escape from a zoo or something?
This is weird. We're talking about a horde of 10-meter monsters. And no one noticed a thing before the shit hit the fan?
Maybe they were hiding somewhere. Ah!
That was close.
Back up!
The ceiling is collapsing!
The route is blocked.
There's a hole in the ceiling!
Monsters are coming from the hole!
There's just way too many!
Wow, it takes 2 of these blasts just to kill these guys.
What a nightmare!
Are you have insomnia? Who's gonna pay if it gets worse?
Maybe think about how you're gonna survive first!
Why aren't the rescue teams here yet?
Character is Velvet Crow.
You've got
You know,
what it takes to be a soldier.
And there are just too many RPGs I need to sit down and play through.
We'll change route!
There's just too many. I know I have that game on Steam.
Keep moving forward!
I think what I actually, you know, this is a dumb idea, honestly, but in my head, it's like, oh, let's just, if we're gonna play a series, let's just go through all of them sequentially, in a row on stream. No, that'd be a really bad idea. That'd be a really bad idea.
Behind this blast door, there might be monsters. Stay alert! I'm opening the blast door now!
Hold on, Sergeant. I need some mental preparation.
I'm sure there are tons of monsters on the other side of the door.
Ready? I'm unlocking it now!
Ah!
This is the only fake out you get in this entire game, and it's hilarious.
Oh, good grief.
Let's move on!
Can I actually destroy those? You can! Oh. Ha. Funny.
I never thought the base would be under attack.
Why isn't there any contact from the ground force?
They must be busy prepping the rescue teams now.
The rescue team will be here soon. They must be standing by on the ground surface now.
Don't go crazy.
Definitely.
Please come in. Requesting surface sit rep. Damn.
Also, the suits for the wing divers here are actually
Why
really,
isn't there any response from the ground force?
like, it's old and yet at the same time, like,
No
it's
matter
so
what
strange actually seeing
The
it.
situation can't be worse than ours.
And this is why jetpacks don't work.
The rescue team must be waiting on the surface. We'll be safe once we get out from here.
But what I want to try, though, is, like, beat a mission on... I'm trying to think which class, actually. No, I could actually probably do Ranger. I could play Ranger on hardest and then go through and see if I get all the
I read about this in a
credit
sci-fi
grandfathered
novel.
in.
In the story, a bunch of rats got into a spaceship.
Even though she's on her own journey, different than the protagonist, she got her arm, which is probably
Like
important.
machines, living creatures can reproduce.
Hey, wait a minute. Are you saying that there will be more monsters?
I'm trying to think what Fire Emblem Heroes was for the start.
Raise your guns.
Yeah, actually, originally Fire Emblem Heroes basically kind of had characters interacting. They're still their own cast, but
No way.
it obviously,
It
since it
looks
was a
like there are
tactics
monsters
game,
on
they
the
kind
other
of
side.
just did their own thing.
But this is the only
They kind of
way.
just became units immediately after the tutorial. I don't know, I enjoyed Fire Emblem Heroes when I played it, and I wouldn't be surprised, like, a lot of these RPG developers know how to make a good mobile game.
There seem to be more enemies!
There are more than I thought.
There are way too many!
Nothing to fear. Exterminate them all.
Our man is injured!
Die, you monster! Die! Die!
Calm down! Keep it together.
I can't take it anymore!
Never in my wildest dreams would I have thought I'd be fighting monsters.
Hold on! Hold on! I can't fire the bullet! I've been shot! I'll check on your wound later.
Oop.
Hold on! Support me! I've been shot! Everybody is dead!
Okay, yeah, online is a lot harder, actually. Compared to offline, everyone was alive at the end of it. This time, they're all KO'd. Or dead. Probably should just say dead. God, I don't even know what hit him. Yeah, that's no wonder why the other guys said the online was a lot more difficult. That's why I now know I don't regret actually playing this game on the offline mode. That is a lot. This is a lot more difficult. Okay, off of me.
The exit is not far. We'll be fine once we get back to the surface.
God, we have to go through another one of this too.
This is the exit. We can meet up with our unit.
I think the weapon level for normal and hard are
We'll be
actually
safe once we're
nearly
on
the same.
surface. Now, move it. Don't worry, civilian. We're safe now.
Hey, civilian. That was quite impressive.
After we get out,
Oh, you can't
visit
actually
the
walk
armory
into
crew.
the... Huh,
We'll help
it's
you
a
with
wall.
paperwork.
Interesting. Let's see. Well, it's got some new weapons since... Oh, right, I didn't play the Wing Diver at the start of the game. Let's see. Phalanx W1 capacity... That is really weak weapons. Those are so weak. Long range, another ranged weapon. Like, imagine actually having to upgrade this stuff. Speaking of upgrades. Change color. Oh, yeah. Oh, that looks so much better in red. And the accents actually look... Well, actually, that's a much better color than going with the pure pink. Orange and green actually wasn't so bad either. Alright, well, at least we can use a new weapon. That was 45 damage times 6. And that still wasn't killing those ants. That's honestly surprising. A rapid mirage. Damage 16 by 4. Does that have an explosion radius? A blink ball. Oh, that does nothing. And let's mess around with the mirage. See, I was actually torn between trying to do online, but honestly...
The enemy's closing in!
Oh, never mind. Oh, right, I was just always doing the tutorial first.
There are still that many?
I completely forgot.
Instructions! Bullets!
You were hoping this mobile game would stay until the story is complete, since Tails...
The armor's
Mo-
melting!
There was another Tails mobile game?
Hey, look at the sky!
I can't believe that!
See, I'm actually curious how these people are actually discovering the room.
That's ridiculous.
Did they start shooting a movie in the base while we were gone?
I'll help you! Our troops are in combat! We should back them up! Follow me!
Oh, that is rapid fire, all right.
Die, you monster! We need a captain!
They killed my comrade! Time for revenge!
Here's the new commander.
Should we really stay here?
Oh my god, that's actually so much better.
The situation is terrible!
Let's stay here and fight.
Who is our superior officer
should we do
now?
That was so much better.
Should we really stay
What is that? What is that mobile game called?
Stay here and fight.
Here's the end.
There are
That's a
monsters
long
everywhere.
range.
It was safer underground. We should have stayed down there.
It's much more dangerous on the surface.
Crap! Can't believe that the powered exoskeleton can't be activated in such a crucial moment.
Feet is empty. What should I do?
Looks like the monster's spitting something!
You later.
I hope the lasers actually go through enemies.
Acid! It's bloody acid!
Let's stay here.
Don't be afraid! Our combat suits are acid resistant! Oh no! Ah!
I would love to be able to use one of those exoskeletons right now. Tails of the Ray.
Our man is injured.
Oh, I am
This is
so
Unit
dead.
3. Commencing initiation procedure. Infantry, protect the powered exoskeleton.
My body. I've been shot. Give me some medicine.
Sergeant, glad to know you are fine.
Give me a sit rep! Where is the second lieutenant?
The lieutenant was killed in action, eaten by a monster.
Damn!
So when did Tales of the Ray come out, and what kind of game was that? Was that also just like a turn tactics RPG? Oh my god, everyone's already dead. I don't like what they did with the mag blasters. Those used to be my bread and butter. Oh shoot. Wow, right. One shot with the... How am I not dead yet? How haven't I been able to pick up anything? What? Oh, come on. Speaking of who needs a robot, probe, she needs a probe to pick up stuff.
Incoming monsters! All units.
Basically, magical device is broken, been summoning parts of the world, and the world is creating
Anyone
a
capable
copy
of
of that
moving
movie's
must fight.
heroes. Huh.
Shoot them! Don't let the monsters get any closer.
This is Iota 1. Activation sequence has reached final phase.
Keep the monsters away from the powered exoskeletons.
Yeah, that's not happening.
There are too many enemies. Evacuate the civilians.
They should be all evacuated by now, but we can't be sure of that.
We can't reach the corporal in charge of the escort.
Oh my god,
Monsters
this is...
plus UFOs? Crap! The most disgusting combo!
This was a terrible weapon setup.
Is this true? What if we're wrong?
God, the Mag Blaster's so weak. Like, concept, it's...
This is a special news flash. There have been accounts of UFO sightings everywhere across the globe.
I can't
And
do this, I
this
gotta
time,
leave.
the UFOs aren't just moving flashes of light caught on camera. According to eyewitnesses, they saw flying objects made of metal. For now, the identity of these objects remains unclear.
Man, these things actually are terrible. It's also got skits between the Tails characters. Yeah, that was definitely one thing that got me really hooked into, what do you call it? What was that game? I'm trying to remember what it was called. Fire Emblem Heroes. Because, like, every character would have, like, something very specific to say to you if you actually invested in them and got them leveled up. It was actually nice. It was actually really nice, a nice way to do it. Lightning Bow. 9.4 damage. Versus 45. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think anyone's actually going to be joining this thing. Like, that's the reason why it's hard to, say, do community nights. It's like,
There's the exit!
unless you're really established as a streamer, there's no point in doing it. And I don't want to be too negative here, but it's bad actually.
Yum is melting! Ah!
Hey, look at the sky! I can't believe that!
We're flying saucers!
Do you mean UFOs? That's ridiculous. Did they start shooting a movie in the base while we were gone?
Our troops are in combat. We should back them up. Follow me.
Stay here and fight!
I think your favorite memes between the Tales of Zest protagonist being the Tales of Berseria protagonist.
They killed my comrade!
Let me guess, they're actual opposites of each other, aren't they?
This situation is terrible.
Over here! I'm over here!
Who's our superior officer?
Buddy, I feel dizzy.
Rescue is on the way!
Come here! Ah!
We're being attacked.
Where are my
Can't
bullets?
fight without a commander.
I would really like you to come up close to me, please.
Where's the replacement commander?
The enemy has been confirmed.
There are monsters everywhere! It was safer underground. We should have stayed down there.
Can't fight without a
It's much more dangerous on the surface.
Crap. Can't believe that the powered exoskeleton can't be activated in such a crucial moment.
Protect the new commander. The rescue team's here.
We have an injury! Reloading ammo!
Looks like the monster's spitting something!
Where's the medic?
Ah! It's acid! It's bloody acid!
Don't be afraid! Our combat suits are acid resistant.
Wait, how does he know that?
Oh no! Ah! Help! Ah!
This is Iona 3. Commencing initiation procedure.
We have an injury here.
Infantry, protect the powered exoskeleton.
Sergeant, glad to know you are fine.
Get me a sit rep. Where is the second lieutenant?
The lieutenant was killed in action, eaten by a monster.
He was 2 days away from retirement.
Are the rescue teams here yet?
Like, I'm glad later on, like, all these classes get better, but man, this is actually really rough. Tales of Berseria is actually a prequel to Tales of Zest.
Get in
Really?
position.
I didn't even know they actually were in had a chronological order.
Anyone capable of moving must fight. Shoot them! Don't let the monsters get any closer.
Yeah, that was... Oh god, that did no damage.
This is Iota 1. Activation sequence has reached final phase.
Keep the monsters away from the powered exoskeletons.
There are too many enemies. Evacuate the civilians.
They should be all evacuated by now, but we can't be sure of that.
We can't reach the corporal in charge of the escort.
Okay, I need the help. Where the heck's the help? There's that health.
The most disgusting combo.
Is this true? What if we're wrong?
Alright. Please get me out of here.
This is a special news flash. There have been accounts of UFO sightings everywhere across the globe. And this time, the UFOs aren't just moving flashes of light caught on camera. According to eyewitnesses, they saw flying objects made of metal. For now, the identity of these objects remains unclear. Since there are reports of sightings coming from everywhere, it is speculated that there are multiple UFOs flying in different areas.
I didn't expect them to nerf the wing diver this much. Let's see here. Causes ripples over time. Huh.
Incoming monsters!
There are so many!
Iota 1 is activated. Powered exoskeleton team, engage.
Finally.
This is Iota 2, ready to fight some monsters.
Oh, there's so many monsters. So many exoskeletons. See, this is why I like actually really just focus on like doing the worst, one of the worst practices. It's like if I was playing almost any like the top 20 games, there'd probably be people who would want to watch. But doing community nights, it's always polarizing to me. It's still just like consistently polarizing. There we go. Is this the stage I still have to deal with like the? Was this still at the stage I have to deal with the anchors? Oh no, I don't. Thank goodness. There we go. Interesting, so Zest and Berseria are connected. That's actually kind of weird. Pulse machine gun. God, that's no... She does no damage. Oh, better plasma... Oh, plasma core got upgraded. That's actually a surprise. Man, that closed laser did, like, nothing. A bolt shooter... How much damage is Plasma? Plasma fully charges 210 damage. Capacity, no, 1000. I'm not using any. I'm not using the kinetic weapons again. Those were so bad. Those were really bad. I'm surprised actually these get upgraded. I would think they would just give you like, here's the new jetpack type. But I guess they just want to give a reason to collect as much as possible. Alright, let's see here. Next mission, Crisis in Base 228, Part 2. Oh yeah, so it was 2 parts. Oh yeah, it was 2 parts. I forgot about that. It's 2 parts. Why am I... I'm on the... No, stop. We need to be on the wing diver. Please. Okay, we do have a long-range weapon. We're fine. Thought it would be cool to actually lean in on everything.
Look at the sky!
Something is falling! Retreat! Find cover!
They're giant pylons! They look mechanical. Where's the new commander?
Don't come! Monsters! They appear around the pylon! The monsters are increasing in number!
The pylons seem to be a device for teleporting monsters.
That's a lot
Keep
of...
coming, one after another.
Attack the monsters!
Concentrate your fire! So the monsters are transported by that pylon?
The pylon came from the sky! That means the monsters also came from
This
the sky!
actually has a much longer range than I thought it would.
We must destroy the pylons! Attack!
Oh my god,
It's the
please.
device on the top part of the pylon that is calling in the monsters. We might be able to stop it if we attack. Aim at the upper part of the pylons. You're burning.
Wow, did they just like, their solution was like, let's just make the wing diver as weak as possible?
Oh no! I'm out of ammo. We got one.
You're good!
Change the magazine!
Leave it to me. That's impossible. George got shoot up your magazines.
This is the worst.
Let's talk about it later. I'll leave the right to you.
I am.
Damn it! You killed
I didn't say it, man. I'm not liking the wing diver. Like, everything that made the wing diver fun is not great anymore. How powerful was that? That was 798 damage. As close up. That is really dumb. Power Lance, Rapier. What's the range on this? 28. 28 is the range. That is ridiculous. Let's just use the rapier. As terrible as it sounds, like kinda... Let's try these two. I'm just trying to find like a set that actually works effectively. Then again, the Ranger had these similar issues as well. They just weren't as bad.
Something is falling! Retreat! Find cover!
They're giant pylons! They look mechanical!
Can I actually... I can just stand on this thing, okay.
Contact the headquarters!
Monsters! They appear around the pylon! The monsters are increasing in number!
The pylons seem to be a device for teleporting monsters. They keep coming, one after
Just
another.
gonna...
Attack the monsters!
Well, at least this thing reloads quickly. There we go.
Did it. The pylons
That's
can be
much better.
destroyed by attacking the upper part. Concentrate your fire. Don't look down. Bullet! Bullet! I fired a bullet!
Reload! I'll back you up! Pylons! There are so many! Will they bring in more monsters?
At this rate, it'll become a monster nation!
Should we really stay here?
This is a follow-up report on the UFOs. A monster has appeared in the same area where a UFO was previously sighted. It is said to be 10 meters long, extremely aggressive, and will most likely attack humans. Stay tuned for more updates.
Oh, that actually drained everything.
Attack the upper part of the pylon and destroy it.
Man, these... I know I'm only doing 1 damage a second, but still. Hey, how's it going for any time? How you doing, man? How goes your night, man? I'm now realizing just how difficult EDF 4 or 5 is online. It's really difficult. Do you think I like it, but honestly, I'd say you're probably actually better off just going for, I don't know how many people are actively playing EDF 4.1. Like, if you're actually, like, I'd hate to say, like, this still has the problem. Like, there's a reason why I actually play this game in offline mode. I play this game offline mode because best way to play it. Well, 5. This is 5, so
That's why we're in trouble.
I can't even see what I'm shooting at here.
If the pylon falls into the
Like,
city,
I think if you're just looking for a very simple third-person shooter game to play,
The whole city will be gone.
what is going on?
then yeah, it definitely is a good game. Like, it knows what it is.
This is more than an act of terrorism.
Does
Like,
that
I
mean
have
we're at
fun
war
with
with
it.
some country? This is the world at war.
Damn! I was about to travel.
So I don't
next
really
week.
worry about,
Just my luck.
like, it's hard to always say what another
My
person
friend
is,
in
because
Europe just told
that
me
could not be their
Marseille is
interest,
being
doing
attacked
something
by
as
thousands of monsters.
very simplistic as
Are you saying that
killing
we're not
other
the only
bugs.
ones being attacked? It seems that monsters have appeared.
Like, I
in
think the
Osaka,
value of this
too.
game increases the more people you
A horde of UFOs
know,
were sighted too.
like, that can actually
There's
play.
great
And I don't mean
confusion in the
online, I mean,
media
like,
right now.
actual
So
people
keep it
you know,
cool and don't start
like,
going
in
around
your real
spreading
life.
rumors.
Because I'll be honest, I don't really see a lot of people ever really proactive
It seems
in
that it was dropped from the giant flying
online
saucer.
play, you know,
We don't know
online
any
play.
more
There are definitely
details
people who
other
play
than
this
that.
game online, but they're always very much high and by. Like, I'll be honest, part of the reason I actually did somewhat actually get this game is like, hey, cool, maybe this is a fun game to play with other people.
Newsflash.
But
There have been multiple sightings
I
of
keep
monsters
falling
in
into that
different
mistake
areas.
over and over and over
They can be
again.
highly dangerous, so please act with extreme caution in case you
But
witness
I'm the
these
type of person who
monsters.
can at least
Do not
manage
make
to
an
have
attempt
fun with
approach
things even if
and
I'm by
report
myself.
to the authority immediately.
And that's something not many people can actually say or actually do.
Good job.
Personally, I think
Take down all of the monsters.
I think
Spare no
4.1 is a
one.
perfectly fine game. Like, if you're looking for a game to play by yourself, I say always wait for a sale. Always wait for a sale. Especially if the game's already been out. Because a lot of what you see here, and if you just simply go back to my archives, you can literally search for Earth Defense Force 4, and you can actually see all of my
They will crash down here.
all of my streams, and you can actually see the game for yourself if you actually like the game or not like the game.
Evacuate now.
We need to evacuate. Come with me. I'll take you to somewhere safe.
That is so many more. Oh gosh, you're joined and all I saw was the ant legs. Hey, how's it going, cool guy? So, if someone in chat asks you if they could play 5, you'd be cool with them joining? Hmm? Yeah, that's what we have here. So, right now I have it set up on the online. This is the online mode here. So, what you're actually seeing is the interface for the online. I have it as a coded room, so you can literally put in the code, search for the code, search for my name. It's the room name is just my name. Put in Tenmar. If anything, I should actually decrease the difficulty to normal then. But I would say, if anything, if you don't own the game right now, I wouldn't stress about it. But no, like, you can. Like, if you own the game, that's what I was trying to do. It's like, you know what, there are people who show it up here. They have a passion for this game. We're near the end of the week. And I thought, you know what, let's actually see if people have an interest. If they actually want to play this game online multiplayer. And I wouldn't mind changing the difficulty. It's not a big deal to me or anything like that when playing online. Yeah, I would not pressure anyone to buy the game at all. I think 4.1 is a perfectly enjoyable game to go through. But a lot of things that are in EDF4 are in EDF5. Like, the only real difference between the two, like, if you really want to core down the differences, it really just comes down to enemy type and balancing issues, and there's some quality of life, quality of life stuff. I'd say the Wing Diver in 4.1 was stupidly powerful as a class. But that was like their first time of actually letting players play the Wing Diver and play the Fencer and such. So it's kind of understandable why there was somewhat of a balancing issue. I mean, right now I'm having a rough time playing the Wing Diver here because she's good, but oh my goodness, I do not have the firepower to kill anything. But I do understand, though, that the online in this game is a lot more difficult than the actual, what do you call it? Than the offline mode. Offline mode actually is easier. Actually, nope, not yet. That's why I kind of wait to see, like, you know what, if anyone wants to join, cool, awesome. If not, no. And that's why I really just play this game by myself, really, because a lot of the time, I always ask a lot of people, hey, you want to play this game? No? Okay, fine. And that's usually what I get as an answer, so that's why I try my best not to fall in the mistake of buying a lot of multiplayer games, but I keep falling into it over and over again. Just because because oddly enough, a good multiplayer game has stupidly simplistic mechanics that are just enjoyable to play. It's like, it's not obviously playing like a Nintendo game, but it's playing just that one little step above it. But it's simple enough just to be able to enjoy. And I think that's something a lot of game developers miss now. It's like, oh, I'm going to create this stupidly complex game instead of having like a very simple, enjoyable gameplay loop.
Save me!
Attack the monsters and stop the disaster from spreading.
So, the war has begun.
Those things are attacking the city!
People here are all civilians. You can't just let those monsters attack them.
Sergeant, perfect timing. Please support us. There's no time to waste. We must minimize the casualties.
I see. We will join the fight.
I don't even... Man, this jetpack isn't even big enough to actually,
All we can do is fight. Protect the civilians.
Sergeant, move with tanks. They can block off the acid from the monsters. Once the monsters get close, move with the tanks.
Clear. We're spotted.
Hey!
Prepare to...
Which freaking country made these weapons? How can anyone create those horrible things? I'll find out who's behind all this horrible stuff and teach the guy a lesson. If only they were created by man.
if only.
Destroy the pylons before they ruin the city!
The city will be doomed if we don't destroy the pylons.
Wait, that was actually... I want to see something real quick.
So sad.
I promise I will take you to a safe place this time after we deal
I want to
with
see
the
one other
pylons.
thing with Third. Like, they all have their own different, emotions and such.
Sergeant, Thank you for your
Is there
support.
a dance? I just wanted to
tell
like a
me,
dance
When will
one.
we start a
I
counterattack?
thought it was a dance.
Sergeant, the enemy is much stronger than you can imagine. The whole world is being attacked right now. We already have our hands full with managing the situation.
Hilarious.
Not even the EDF can withstand them.
About time.
Looks like this
All right.
attack was well planned.
Here is a follow-up report on the flying objects. They seem to be dropping monsters in various different places. The flying objects are extremely dangerous, so we urge you to keep a safe distance if you come across one.
Did these stack? I think these actually might stack. Oh! Oh!
Watch out!
I didn't know those were AoE. I did not know that was AoE. I can't believe that actually counts as an AoE effect. Wow, a lot of these winged armor guns are not good in my opinion. Like they get good, but Jesus. That's really rough. That was really rough. So what do you guys think of the Xbox showcase?
Attack the monsters!
Did you like
And stop
it?
the
Did you not
disaster
like
from
it?
spreading.
Actually, what did you like about it?
The war has begun.
Those things are attacking the city.
People here are all civilians.
Oh.
You can't just let those monsters attack them.
Sergeant, perfect timing. Please support us. There's no time to waste. We must minimize the casualties.
I see. We will join the fight. Shooting range.
Damn. There's no time for rest.
Is anywhere safe?
All we can do is fight. Protect the civilians.
Swap through magazines!
Which freaking country made these weapons? How could anyone create those horrible things? I'll find out who's behind all this horrible stuff and teach the guy a lesson. If only they were created by
Mine was
man.
Halo and Grounded. See, I look at Halo Infinite and I was
move
like,
with tanks.
the only
They can
real
block
thought
off
I
the
had in my
exit
head
for
was
the
like, is
monsters.
this going to be
Once
like the
monsters
Breath
get
of the
close,
Wild for
move
Halo?
with the tanks.
Or like for the FPS genre in general?
I will survive.
Destroy the pylons before they ruin the city.
The city will be doomed. if
Barely
we don't
remember
destroy
anything.
the
Yeah,
pylons.
Grounded actually stood out. Kind of like a... My only real question about Grounded, it
Looks
didn't
like
feel
it's
like
not
it
safe
told
here
the story.
either.
It really feels like it's just going to be like a
I
sandbox
promise I will
game.
take you to a safe place
It's
this time,
Minecraft, but in
after we deal with the pylons.
someone's backyard. Which isn't a bad concept. I mean, for goodness sakes, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Sergeant, thank you for your support.
Please tell me, when will we start a counterattack?
See, I didn't see
Sergeant,
that in
the enemy is much stronger than you
video.
can imagine. The
Like,
whole
I saw
world is
that in
being
its own
attacked right
separate
now.
trailer, but
We
it
already have our
wasn't
hands full with
included
managing
in
the
the video
situation.
I saw from Xbox's YouTube page.
Not even the EDF can withstand. Looks
Like, I
this
saw
attack
State of
was well
Decay, I saw... Was State of Decay 3, and that was basically all video. Like, there's gonna be a re-release of Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
Here is a follow-up report on the flying objects. They seem to be dropping monsters in various different places. The flying objects are extremely dangerous, so we urge you to keep a safe distance if you come across one.
Oh. Last trailer was 3 months ago.
Tanks, move
I was
out.
actually surprised it's being developed by, what do you call it?
The tanks will support the infantry.
Obsidian.
Attack it now! Great chance! I'll swap my magazines!
I'm reloading. Back me up.
Oh, thank goodness you get a lot of wing energy. Like, I know, like, the other one that stood on my mind was the Warhammer 40k one. I don't understand why you're playing Imperial Guardsmen, though. Or why the Imperial Guardsmen have access to, a chainsword.
Good. Keep it up.
Reloading.
Kind of the other question I had in my mind.
Destroy the pylons. Attack the top part.
This is the Strategic Intelligence Division. We will support you in the combat.
Thank you for the support.
Based on the falling trajectories of the pylons, we've determined the location of the gigantic ship.
So that's the ship that deploys those pylons.
It's flying above the combat area now. It may deploy pylons. Please be on high alert to the sky.
I think what other ones were actually really stood out. Obviously, yeah, Halo Infinite. If I could actually, oh my god, am I?
Crap. Who the hell is behind all this?
Oh, goody, all the tanks are already destroyed.
Before they cause more damage.
The helicopter squad will arrive soon. Ground troops, hold your ground before they're here.
I'll cover you.
We're being attacked.
Man, look at this backyard. Or this city.
This is Eagle 1. We're being attacked by UFOs.
Badly injured. It's nothing.
Go.
Just a scratch.
There's so many. They outnumber us tenfold.
Swallow this!
This is the Strategic Intelligence Division. The gigantic ship is descending. It might be heading to the combat area.
What did you say?
The estimated time of arrival is... Wait, it can't be. It's already near ground level.
Abort attack and leave the combat area.
Really?
I saw monsters! My friend
There
was
we go. Give me
eaten!
that.
Please send someone over!
Evade.
Look! Pylons are crashing down!
Well, crap, there goes the planet.
So far, the identity of the flying objects remains unclear as governments
Like, that's actually why I'm actually waiting for Fall
And it
Guys, because
hasn't
like,
been confirmed
and I think
whether
that's why the
other
Battle Royale
organizations
genre
are
has
involved.
actually just
Although the government
flourished
promised to clarify the situation,
in this game,
the
in this
current
world,
state is in
because
chaos
nobody
for authorities
is
in question.
committing to
So
many
the
games
situation
anymore.
remains obscure.
At least when it comes to like playing online. Like everyone is just too busy. Which is really unfortunate, so it's like you really just kind of have to go down to the lowest common denominator when it comes to games now.
I need information.
It really sucks, honestly.
Hostile forces.
What exactly does hostile forces mean?
Huh? Sergeant, this is not good.
Insubordination.
What is that? It's as large as the city.
Is it a spaceship? Could it be? Aliens?
We've been found!
We are found. Shoot.
Weapons are checked.
Hello? My brother said he saw a monster. It's the size of an elephant. Huh? No? Why? Why don't you believe me?
Plausible deniability. Alright, let's wait for our wing energy to come back.
Time to wake up. This is such a wild dream. There are no such things as monsters.
Trying to remember if I actually defeat this or not. Probably do. 'Cause they wouldn't give you a rocket launcher. God, I can't even remember actually going through all these missions, so they went through so many. There we go. Are these guys like waiting for me to recruit them or something?
Estimate the distance.
The strategy is simple. Kill them all!
Sir, yes, sir!
Once we change the magazine,
Scrap you magazines!
Man, these plasma cannons are weak. I feel like they honestly like just doubled everyone's health. I cannot imagine getting through this game on hard solo right now. At least with the weapons I currently have, I can't.
I'll bring you back, see?
Okay.
Oh, good. I was able to blow it up.
swap magazine.
Flying saucers! Flying saucers are coming out! It's not a terrorist attack, it's an alien invasion!
Any special allowance?
We're spotted!
Bring it on.
Coming at us. I will
Thank
survive.
goodness.
Guard up!
Sir, yes, sir.
I think I might do a shorter stream just because this is definitely out of my element here. Ooh, the Rapid Mirage got an upgrade. Because if no one's gonna want to play, then that's gonna be like the reason why you shouldn't play. How much damage is this? Yeah, let's try the Rapid Mirage. What's the next mission? Unidentified flying objects, which is why I'm taking on. Actually, can I use a better weapon? Am I at a point where I can use a better weapon? Not really. Long range is still the bolt shooter. Yeah, no, I'm just gonna stick with the rapier, actually. Stupidly long. Like, this is, to me, is like, oh my god, this is such a needless a level of difficulty I don't need to go through.
Not on Earth.
Like, that's why I'm actually glad the offline is easier, and it's adjusted for, like, one person instead of 4.
Hey, look! What are those?
They look like flying saucers.
Are they enemies? Can't wait.
Situation's terrible! Mark the target!
Yes, sir!
Yep.
Stop it! They're attacking us!
Fire! Shoot them down!
Oh, cool. At least the Rapid Mirage has a lot of energy.
This is HQ. The flying saucers are dangerous. Permission to attack granted.
Swap new magazine!
Watch out!
God, imagine if you actually get a jetpack that has more recharge, then you can just permanently fire these weapons.
Look! The flying saucers were shot down!
Our weapons work!
This situation is terrible.
Yep.
I won't let you die.
Reload! Dodge! I'm in shot! Watch out! Attack! Yes, sir!
Watch
Oh, man.
I'm out of bullets.
Kind of overdid it on the working out today. Think I overdid it. So I spent literally the entire Xbox game showcase, like, exercising at the same time. Kind of a big mistake. I think was that wizard one also, actually made by Rare of all people, actually looked interesting, at least graphically. I want to know more information because it's. I don't know where the conflict is or what kind of story they're trying to tell with it.
The enemy.
Something's showing up on our sensors! Mark the target! Yes, sir!
Ugh.
We analyzed their pattern of action. We think that these weapons are autonomous battle drones, and I am afraid their targets are humans.
Unmanned killing weapons, huh? If we let them run rampage, it will result in unimaginable casualties. We must shoot them all down.
Man, I miss being able to shoot these guys down in like 1 or 2 hits.
Terrorists! I promise I will make you pay!
There should be laws against the use of battle drones.
Which freaking country sent those things?
Face the reality. It's an alien invasion.
No time for jokes.
The attack!
We need rescue! Who is our superior?
Oh man,
This is
I'm
Hummer.
tired.
We're in position.
Very well. The anti-material rifle should be able to shoot down those drones.
Please destroy. Oh! Oh shoot, I wasn't paying attention at all. Oh god,
Are you attacked?
Feed the bullets!
Yeah. No.
Damaged! Evade!
Yeah, this is why I play the offline. This is a level too far for one person to go through. You need people. And I don't have people to play these type of games with on a consistent basis to actually make it enjoyable. Because honestly, it really does come down to a team effort. Like, you do need, like... It doesn't, like, you don't have to have one of each class. It literally can be anyone can play any class you like. What I think I might do, though, is I'm not having fun. This is too much of a struggle to go through. I'm actually gonna stop. Yeah, this is very much rest in peace. Also, that's a very good emote. That is a very good emote. That's a very nice emote. I guess for the streamer named Latius. That's a wonderful emote, and with a simple name, so you could just simply use the Pokemon. Yeah, I'm gonna stop. I'm not enjoying myself here. I think what we'll do then... I was honestly hopeful. It's like, hey, you know what? People show up. People want to actually see someone go through this game. Maybe they want to play. Completely read it wrong. And that's fine. That's perfectly fine. Yeah, I'm gonna work on some other project stuff, but sorry to end it so shortly. But if anything tomorrow, that just tells me, you know what? This is why I do beat the backlog. Just to play through these games instead. Because I enjoy going through different stories and such. Other than that, I might do a retro night. That actually might be the other thing to do. I'll think about it, though. But, until then, though, thank you very much for watching. Hope you have yourself a good day. Until then, or good night, I should say. Until then, take care.